Hi, my name is Lee. I go by a 20-something loser online. My pronouns are she, her, and I am a bisexual Stardew Valley speedrunner. And also a speedrunner of other things other than Stardew Valley, but I got my start with Stardew Valley. I have for you an Abigail marriage percentage run here today. I'm submitting this as like an incentive of sorts where you can have a bid war between the Abigail marriage run or the Haley marriage run. The reasoning between that is you can choose between having your goth GF, which is the Abigail marriage run, or your preppy popular girl GF, which is Haley. So we'll get into the run here. Alrighty. So to get us started, we are just going to start off with the farm. We just want a regular forest farm, and the reason why we want a forest farm is because we want as much forage from the forest farm as possible. We're going to add some cabins just for fun, show that we don't have a special seed, and we're all good to go. Alrighty. I'll get started with the run in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Alrighty, so we are starting off this speedrun already by zooming out and grabbing those 15 parsnips that you automatically start off with. The only reason why we are doing these parsnips is because we would like we would like the basic fertilizer recipe, which is what you get from getting farming level 1, which is obtained through getting, I believe, at least 13 parsnips. But the game is nice to us and gives us 15 to start off with. I'm also just going to clear any debris that is currently on the farm surrounding these parsnips, because we do not want them to get destroyed in any way. And I'm also chopping down trees in order to make a chest. That way I can put all the items in my inventory into the chest so I don't have to worry about it so much. Additionally, for this run, we're going to need a whole lot of wood regardless. So chopping down trees is great. What we're going to do now is we're going to sleep all the way until the end of spring. So we got plenty of time here for donations, of course. But in the meantime, we're going to count rain, which we watered once. There was one rain day there. And while we do that, I'll tell you about Abigail. Abigail is, as stated, the goth GF of the town. She is truly one of my favorite characters, as evidenced by the emote that is on my microphone of myself and Abigail cosplay. She is in the best way possible. She loves exploring. She's a musician. She plays the flute. And she additionally she's also our like gamer girlfriend too at the same time. She plays video games. One of her cutscenes is playing a video game with you. And she's also into the like spirit world as well. She is the child of Pierre and Caroline. So she lives in Pierre's general store in the back of that section. There is, of course, rumors / lore that Pierre is not actually her real dad. Instead, Caroline is still her mom. But it is suggested that she might actually be the wizard's child and not Pierre's child. I personally believe that, but It's been neither confirmed nor denied, so. We are coming up on summer here pretty quickly. Since we did not get 4 rain days quite yet, what I want to go ahead and do is water those parsnips outside. Was hoping for a little bit better of rain, but can't fully choose how many rain days we get out here. And we will go ahead and leave our house one more time in spring on the 26th. We're just going to grab everything on that left-hand side of the farm. We're going to make our chest. We're also going to pick our parsnips up. And we're going to go ahead and sell our parsnips there. We are going to drop the majority of this. And we are going to collect every single forageable item off this left-hand side of the farm. The reason why we go out on the 26th is we're also going to go ahead and check the bus stop for additional forage. And we are doing this at the end of the season because on the left-hand side of our farm, forage, the items that we're picking up here, collect over the entirety of the season. So as you can see, we will be getting quite a large amount of money. Righty. We are going to use all of this forage here in order to make money. And how we're going to do that is we're going to turn this forage into seed packets in just a little bit here. And with these seed packets, we are going to... they sell for more money than the actual items themselves. Except for the morels. And we don't need those. One thing to note about Abigail. Abigail's birthday is on fall 13. Of course, the most haunted day of the year. It being the fall season and also the 13th. Which is always fun. It is not a Friday the 13th, unfortunately. However, Abigail's, one of her loved items is, of course, pumpkins. So what do we do during this run? We give her pumpkins. We give her lots and lots of pumpkins. So what we're going to do now is, of course, slip all the way until that fall season. Because we're going to have to grow some pumpkins. And when do pumpkins grow? Only in the fall time. Only in the fall time. So the way that marriage percentage works with every single character within Stardew Valley, you have to gift the person that you're trying to marry multiple gifts. Lots and lots of gifts. I think at minimum 9 may be the least amount of gifts possible. Don't quote me on that one though, even though I run literally every single character. Lots and lots of gifts is what you're giving, and ideally you're giving them loved gifts. Because love gifts gives you more friendship points with a character. So in order to marry a character, you have to have a total of 10 friendship hearts. In order to get each friendship hearts, it's done through gifting. Each loved item gift that you get gives you 100 points by giving them the gift and also talking to them. So it's 80 points for the gift itself and then 20 points for talking. That number decreases if it's just a liked gift or like a neutral gift. And ideally, you wouldn't give them a disliked or hated gift because that just wouldn't make sense if you're trying to marry them. Each of those little friendship hearts that I've talked about, so you need 10 of them in order to marry somebody, they are worth 250 friendship hearts. 250 friendship points. So 100 points each gift time you gift, and then 250 points per heart. You need quite a lot of gifts. But the way that we get around that is through gifting on each player's birthday. So as I mentioned before, Abigail's birthday is on fall 13. That is an important day because on that day, if we can gift her a pumpkin on her birthday, that'll be 660 friendship points. Which is important because that's 2 whole friendship points. If we are actually able to gift her a golden quality pumpkin on her birthday, that would be even more friendship points with her. That would be a total of 830 friendship points with her instead. It is now fall 1, as you can see. With that being said, we are going to be planting the item that we need, which is, of course, pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and chop down a couple of these trees here, as you can see. I'm also going to craft as many seed packets as possible, because we will be selling those. I'm also going to go ahead and collect a little bit more fiber here in order for me to craft a scarecrow. We're going to go ahead and craft that scarecrow so that we make sure that we don't get any crows at all during this run. Just for safety, of course. And we are just going to prepare all the plots as possible for the pumpkins. As you notice there, I did craft some basic fertilizer. This is how we try and get higher quality pumpkins. One of the downsides of Abigail's birthday is that Abigail's birthday falls, again, as I said, on the 13th. However, pumpkins take 14 days to grow. So my batch of pumpkins won't be ready until Sunday, fall 14. Which is why, when I head into the shop here at 9 a.m., I will be buying some speed grow. We are buying this speed grow because otherwise Abby's not going to have any pumpkins. And that would most certainly make her sad if she didn't have any pumpkins on her birthday. So we're going to go ahead and plant these pumpkins, get everything ready to go, and then we will sleep until the next day. We'll add a couple of extra bonus ones there. And every day we're just going to go ahead and water. fairly straightforward. We've now talked about a lot of the gifting portions of this run. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing outside of gifting. So obviously we're going to be growing some pumpkins. However, we will also be chopping down lots of trees. So after our pumpkins are all finished, on the days where we go out and we gift Abigail, we are going to be chopping down trees. This is because we are going to need to upgrade our house. The way that it works in Stardew Valley is marriage candidates don't want to marry you unless you have a house big enough for them to move in with you. Because as you can see by the inside of my house, once we head back inside here, we only have a single bed. We only have, again, that single bed. So we need to upgrade our house. And in order to upgrade our house, we need 450 pieces of wood. And we also need 10,000 gold. How we get 10,000 gold is we are going to use a mechanic called clay farming, aka winter forage farming. We're going to do some funky stuff in the snow come winter time. And that is how we're going to make money super fast. Even faster than planting all of these pumpkins here. So we need 10k and 450 pieces of wood in order to upgrade our house. However, we're going to need another 300 pieces of wood and another 5,000 gold in order to access something called the Mermaid's Pendant. This more or less serves as an engagement ring, essentially notifying the marriage candidate, so Abigail in this case, that we want to marry her. And we will do that somewhat near the end of the run. Again here, just watering. So once more. Another time where there is plenty of space in which we can read out donations as needed. Ideally we get a couple of rain days in here too, but who knows, it's fall time. As we are just going to be we're going to be watering a lot more of our crops here together. One thing while we are waiting for our pumpkins to grow here is that I am using something called animation canceling. Again, you might be wondering, how are you watering those crops so fast? And it is because we're using animation canceling. You can animation cancel by doing right shift delete R on your keyboard, but most speedrunners have those keys mapped to other keys that are a lot more easier to press. For example, most speedrunners have them mapped as a 3-to-1 onto your spacebar. I was trying to think of what other people use because I use X. I'm a little bit weird in comparison just because I find it easier to use X than to use spacebar. The pumpkins that we had put speed grow on should be officially ready on this day. Which we were very lucky enough to get a gold one. Which we will use tomorrow on Abigail's birthday. What we are going to do today, though, is after we water all of these, we are actually going to go ahead and gift Abigail a gift. The reason why we are gifting a day ahead of her birthday is because we have access to the pumpkins already. And 2, you can gift a maximum of 2 gifts per week. And with 2 gifts per week, if you gift them 2 gifts per week, you get a little extra bonus at the end of the week. Which is really crucial for us to also get. And the week resets on Sunday. So if we want to get that little bonus, we want to make sure to gift today and then also tomorrow on her birthday. I am just going to go ahead and keep chopping down trees here until we get a little bit closer to 9 a.m., which is when Abigail's house opens up. Or until I run out of energy, whichever one comes first. There we are. So we're going to go ahead and gift her a normal quality pumpkin today. And then tomorrow on her birthday, we will give her that gold one. And there we are. We went. We actually get to see and run into Abigail. It's been 20 minutes into this run, and we, of course, we haven't even seen Abigail yet at this point. But she's here. She's in the back room. Her bedroom is right back here. Here she comes to the door, hopefully. There we are. Got an early time today. She says she loves it, and then she realizes that it's Friday. She's gonna make her way over to the kitchen with her mom now. What we are doing now is we are completely exhausting ourselves. We want to do that because it is actually faster to do so than to run all the way home from here. However, the downside is that we do lose a little bit of money on the days in which we pass out. So again, watering all of our crops. And then we're gonna go ahead and continue to chop down trees. One of the other things to note is that when you do pass out, it like halves your energy. So you wake up the next day with half energy unless you can level up a new skill. So that is why we're sitting here with only 6 energy at 7:30 in the morning. It's because of that lovely mechanic within the game. Also because of that mechanic, we want to keep our money as low as possible at a time. We are now just waiting for Abigail to go ahead and open up their house, which opens up at 9 a.m. One thing to note is that once you have 2 hearts with a character, you can enter their bedroom doors right at 9 a.m. So we are, after we get this gift to Abigail for her birthday, that is what we'll be able to do. What I'm also standing in front of is something called the quest board. It is often used in many other runs in order to gain extra friendship hearts with people. That quest board there gives us 150 points if you are able to complete a quest. And it looks like we got lucky both days with Abigail's schedule. So Abigail has a couple of different schedules. Sometimes she comes out of her room closer to 10. Sometimes she comes out of her room closer to 11. Thankfully, we've been hit with the 9 one both times. And we're now going to go ahead and sleep until... we are not going to sleep until. We're going to go ahead and harvest these pumpkins first before I forget. And we're going to hope that some of them turn out to be higher quality here. Which we got a couple, which is fantastic for us. What we are going to do is we are going to save one of them for Abigail's birthday. And make sure we don't forget about it. And then we're going to go to sleep. Again, sleeping until the 18th. The Thursday. The rest of fall we are going to be using to chop as many trees as possible. This is going to be our big push towards getting as much wood as possible. Because in winter, we will only be doing a little bit of gifting in winter. Specifically 2 days worth. Where we'll just be clay farming. So we want to get as much wood as we can now. We will have some extra time in spring in order to collect wood, but ideally we want to try and get as much as we can here in fall. Alrighty, we are going to use these gold pumpkins now as we feel free to. More or less because we already have 3 hearts with Abigail. And now instead of getting 100 points with just a regular quality pumpkin, with the gold ones we get 120, and with the silver ones we get 110 points. And Abigail wants a sardine. What we're gonna do while we wait... We won't do it on this day. We will actually take advantage of that... of that quest board quest, because it was one for Abigail, and it's one that we can easily obtain. That being said, we will actually go out tomorrow and gift her again. So that we can complete the quest. So we're gonna do a little bit of fishing. I'm gonna be checking my mail here. Just a tiny bit. Nothing crazy. There is the cutscene in which you can play video games with Abigail. It is very cute. And now we can enter into Abigail's room. I seriously love this. You're the best, Lee. And then I say to that, I know. And then we pass out in Abigail's living room. Of course, that's just how it works. This main area here, on Tuesdays, all the moms do like an exercise group, which is fantastic. So we are going to go ahead and read that first piece of mail. We don't need this anymore. We can get rid of that and get rid of that and get rid of that. We're going to go ahead and do a tiny bit of fishing here. And that is just to go ahead and grab a sardine. That is what the quest board quest read for Abigail. So if we can go ahead and grab a sardine before 9 a.m. That is going to be an extra 150 friendship points with us. Which means that we can skip having to give her a gift on a couple of the days later on. Which all in all will be a time save for us. Outside of the friendship mechanics within this game, I love fishing. So any chance we get to do a little bit of fishing, I'm all about it. There's an anchovy, not quite the fish that we wanted. We do want a sardine, not an anchovy. But it is usually not that difficult to grab a sardine. In fact, this one is something different. That's a tilapia. If I was doing a different run, that would be very much appreciated. Oop, I missed a fish. And there is our sardine. We can literally just delete those two fish that we caught and we didn't need, but doesn't hurt. And now we go ahead and wait for Abigail to open up their doors again here on a Friday. And again, trying to lose as much energy as we can before that 9 a.m. time. And we are doing that just by hitting our pickaxe against the ground over and over again. So once more, I'm going to go ahead and give her a golden pumpkin. And then we're going to go ahead and give her that sardine. And we have already hit 5 hearts with Abigail. Which is really, really nice. And we'll pass out. There we go. We will pass out. Alrighty, we have 2 more gifting days here to complete in fall time, and then we're going to skip all the way until winter. So we're going to go ahead and gift Abigail on the Tuesday. And then we will gift her again on the Thursday, the 25th. And then instead of going fishing, which was very fun, we're just going to continue to chop down trees. Because again, we need that 750 pieces of wood. More trees and more trees. More trees. To get as much wood as possible. We have enough wood to complete a bridge, which is needed for this run. And we almost have enough to complete the house upgrade, but not them together. And sometimes it just happens where you run out of all energy and are left with only one piece of energy at a time. And that's okay. You make it work. Which is going to be great for when we have to pass out in front of Abigail here. We are going to check the quest board quest right again. That one was for Willy and not for Abigail, so we won't be taking it this time around. But we will hopefully have a couple of time saves here coming into winter and into spring. This run will officially end in fall of this next year. Because we're going to hit Abigail's birthday as our last gifting time. Our last golden pumpkin for Abigail here. Abigail is standing in front of her hamster there. We'll have to check and see what Abigail's hamster's name is, because I can't remember off the top of my head. But Abigail has a pet, and then another character, Sebastian. He has a pet frog. And I guess Emily has a parrot as well. I take it back. There's one more pet. This is our last gift here in fall. I'm primarily getting the trees in this upper left-hand corner because there's a little exit over this way, and the exit takes us to where we will be going to upgrade our house. So we want to kind of create a little walkway for ourselves. Again. We are at 5 hearts with Abigail, which is fantastic for us. We are gifting one last time here in fall. And then you will get to see how we earn money quickly. Going to check the quest board one last time in case it's something easy for Abigail. It was not. It was for a character named Willy, which is the person that we gained our fishing rod for. But we have some wonderful, just a little bit of waiting time here as we wait for Abigail to open up her door. The character that is walking by right now, his name is Shane. He is the fastest marriage candidate to marry. with the world record being around 40 minutes. But average times being around 50 to an hour. On this day, Abigail always stays in bed on the Thursday the 25th. I could not tell you why she stays in bed, but she stays in bed all day, and she does. It's David! Oh, and I take it back. It wasn't even a hamster. It was a guinea pig. Apologies. Apologies, David the guinea pig. Glad we cleared that up. We are now going to go ahead and sleep until winter here. And then on winter 2, we're going to go ahead and gift Abigail. Once again. But on that day, we are going to go ahead and clay farm. Alrighty. We are headed down to the beach. But before we do that, we're just going to clean up our inventory just a tiny little bit there. We don't need any of those items, because we're going to need at least 2 slots as we clear up this beach. So we essentially make crop circles here on this beach. And we're going to do this here. We are going to till and until we get a winter forage item, which would be either a winter root, which is the orange one, or a snow yam, which is the bluish one. We're going to do this pattern, which is an up 1 over 2 pattern, over and over again here on the beach. As you can see, you go across for 10, and you're continuously doing it across for 10, across the entirety of the beach here. And we are doing this because those lovely winter roots, so the orange ones, sell for 70 a piece. And the white/blue ones, the snow yams, sell for 100 a piece. So already with my 16 snow yams, I have 1,600 gold just in those. Just in those 2 there. And we are just going to continue to go until we get closer to running out of energy here. Trying to gather as much as we can for as much money as possible. At least, we need at least 15k total from these. From these forageable items. And as you can see, if you till a space and it does not give you one, you can till that same space up to 3 times until you get one. We are looking at about 4,500 and then 3,500 in the other one. So around 8k total. We're going to need a little bit more than that. We're going to see if we can just go ahead and get it all in one day instead of 2. Since we had a little bit of a boost with our friendship points. a bit ago. We're gonna see if we can skip gifting on the second day. We are going to eat a couple of our winter roots in order to save ourselves some energy here. We got 7,000 over here, and then 4,900 over there, so we have about 11,000 currently. We're gonna keep going until this beach is pretty much entirely cleared of these spaces, and then we'll go ahead and gift Abigail shortly after. We'll do it one last time here. Alrighty. So we have 8,800 in snow yams. And then we have... Let's see where Abigail is on this day. She is not in here. I believe we should be up this way. Otherwise, she is in the library. There's one of two places that she is most likely at. She's either at Robin's house, which is where one of her really good friends, Sebastian, lives. And oftentimes you can find her there. There she is. Or you can also find her in the museum as well, too. Or sometimes she's standing over there by that lake that we just passed. And she's usually by that lake because she plays her flute. We are going to now skip all the way until spring. We got to skip an entire gifting day here today. We're going to go out on spring 1, in which we are going to sell 10,000 gold in forage here. We're going to gift Abigail. And we're also going to go ahead and upgrade our house. We will also get to skip a couple of other lovely things as well, too. Which is pretty exciting for us. We are headed into spring. Again, we are going to upgrade our house. At the end of spring, we get to go to something called the flower dance. If you are able to dance with someone at the flower dance, which you need a total of 4 hearts with someone at the flower dance. If you're able to dance with someone at the flower dance, it gives you an entire friendship heart worth of friendship with the character, which is extremely helpful in marriage runs, as it gives you, like, an entire boost. Another thing that marriage percentage runners might do is on the 25th is something called the Feast of the Winter Star in the wintertime. We're not going to be doing it here because I would like to save everyone's eyes. But what people tend to do is they check the mail on that day. It's kind of like a risk or a gamble that I don't particularly like to take. But what you do is you check your mail to see if your secret gift giver is the character that you are trying to romance. So essentially at the Feast of the Winter Star, it kind of works like a birthday in which you get extra points of friendship if the person you were assigned to give a gift to is the marriage candidate that you would like. Again, on this day, we're continuing our journey to chop down as many trees as possible here. This is the day that we are going to go ahead and upgrade our house. So we will be using up 450 pieces of our wood on this day. The character who met us on our doorstep on the beginning of this day, his name is Kent. Kent is a character that only makes his presence known starting in year 2. And that is because he was away at war for the entirety of the first year. But he is Sam and Vincent's dad as he is married to Jody. We won't really see him again on this run at all. We will once again wait here on this day. We're going to gift Abigail, but we're also going to sell some stuff to her dad at the front desk and also talk to her dad. The reason why we're talking to her dad is because typically in this run, we are essentially doing another speed run, which is called Talk to Everyone %, in which you talk to every character within the town. We're going to go ahead and talk to a couple more while we wait for the time to go all the way up to 9 as they pass by us here. By talking to every single person in the town, you get an extra 100 friendship points with everybody, which is really helpful for us. So we are going to sell up to exactly 10k. Not anymore. And we are going to go ahead and gift Abigail another pumpkin here. And then we are going to go ahead and run up to the carpenter shop so that we can upgrade our house. But again, the reason why we talk to Pierre is because on the day of the flower dance, when we can talk to everybody else, we unfortunately cannot talk to Pierre because he is manning his shop on that day and is not accessible. So we are going to go ahead and upgrade our house, and then we go ahead and pass out. And again, the reason why we only sold up to exactly 10k is so that we could do this and we could pass out and we could make it back to our house even faster. We're going to go out here on the 4th. Our house is now extra upgraded, as you can see here. Our bed is much bigger. We're going to go out on the 4th. Go ahead and gift Abigail. Continuing to chop down the wood for the remaining bridge, which we are almost finished with here. We just need 1 or 2 more trees. Or 3. Mainly 2. We just couldn't collect the extra wood. There we go. And then we can go ahead and put this down on the beach so that we can finish the bridge, which is where we'll be able to collect the marriage pendant in the rain. So the biggest thing about this run is that it is heavily reliant on rain, especially near the end of the run. That's kind of like the big thing is near the end of the run is we need rain. And the reason why we need rain is because in order to get the mermaid's pendant, aka the engagement ring, the old mariner who sells the mermaid's pendant is only there in the rain time. He only sells it and he only appears in the rain. Right at this little spot right here. Right here. He just stands there. In the rain. No other time though. So it is very important that we get rain at the end of fall. After we gift Abigail the last gift on her birthday. And again, we are going to try and lose as much energy as possible here. Before 9 a.m. There we go. Another pumpkin gift for Abigail in the books. And then she tells us that she's got a doctor's appointment later, which is true. On spring 4, she goes to the doctor's every year. I believe every character has at least one doctor's appointment day. As like a yearly kind of checkup kind of thing. Alrighty, we are going to go ahead and sleep all the way until the end of the month here. And specifically, we're going to go ahead and skip all the way down until the flower dance day. Which is the 24th. And at the flower dance, we are going to dance with Abigail. And get that last remaining heart that we need before we can gift her the bouquet. Which will be fantastic for us. And then, of course, after we dance with her at the flower dance, we will then sleep all the way until her birthday. On her birthday, we'll give her a bouquet. Then we'll give her a pumpkin. And then hopefully on her birthday it's raining and we can, we could start dating her. And then she also gets a birthday gift. And then she also gets an engagement ring on that same day. That's in a perfect world. However, it oftentimes doesn't work out like that. So then after we gift Abigail the birthday gift, then we will go ahead and sleep until the next available rain day. And then we get engaged on that day. And we are going out again on the 24th. Just checking our hearts with Abigail, making sure we didn't lose any hearts in the meantime. We are going to take those fish that we had acquired previously and sell quite a few extra pumpkins as well, just in case. I like to keep a couple extras just as backup, just in case. You never know what's going to happen during a run. But those are our backup such safeties. And now we're gonna make our way down to this side. And we're gonna hang out until 9 a.m. because that is when the festival starts. That is officially when the festival starts for us. And this will be our last big thing before her birthday, which is really crucial. Again, I'm kind of submitting this as a... You could choose this run in particular. It's fairly straightforward. There's not a lot of risk within this run. It's fairly safe with everything that goes on. With adjustments made based upon the amount of golden loved items that we get. But additionally, I'm submitting this more as a incentive, where it's like a... What did I say that it was? I'm having like a brain blank right now, of course, as I'm like filming this. A bid war between the two, between the Goth GF Abigail and between the Prep Haley out here. And I am prepared to do either of those runs. So, here we are. We are waiting until that 9 a.m. time. Almost there. 8:40. Just waiting until we can go ahead and talk to our gal Abigail and show off our wonderful dance moves here. And there's Abigail. We're asking Abigail to be our dance partner, and we have already hit 8 hearts. And now we dance it up. One of my favorite things about the flower dance here, this is one of my favorite festivals, is the flower dance. And that is because it has some of the best music, although I don't know if you were able to hear that music or not here today. We'll see after the fact. But if you take a look at our farmer's dance moves don't match any of the other characters' dance moves. And that is simply because Concerned Ape did not want to code it. They did not want any more actions coded into the game for the farmer. And that's because it's already a lot of stuff. We are now going to go ahead and sleep all the way until Abigail's birthday, which is at Fall 13 Day. As fast as possible. And we're going to hope that there is going to be rain on Abigail's birthday. Please. That's all that we can ask for here. Again, my name is Lee. I go by a 20-something loser online. I started streaming in January of 2021, which feels weird to say that it's already been 2 years since I've started streaming. And I started speedrunning almost a year and a half ago at this point, with Stardew Valley speedruns. But I've been branching more recently into other speedruns. Those, of course, including Cult of the Lamb speedruns and Melatonin speedruns, which is a rhythm game, and as well as Strange Horticulture, which is a fun plant game. the whole variety of it all right now. As you can tell throughout this run, there's lots of downtime as well for plenty of incentives and moments where we can share information about the charities that we are raising money for, which is always really exciting. '20th, we're almost in the summertime here. We're getting there. It takes around 3-ish minutes to sleep an entire season. So sleeping from the 24th of spring all the way until the 13th of fall, it's gonna take around 5 or so minutes across all of it. So again, got plenty of time. The 28th. Who knows what our farm is gonna look like when we leave? But hopefully there's enough of a walkway for us. I am grabbing the TV. And the reason why I'm grabbing the TV is because... Oh, we got one rain day here in fall. But I'm grabbing the TV is because if we were to look at the TV, it would be able to tell us whether or not the day that comes after our day will rain or not. There it is on the 10th. We're gonna hope for some rain after the 13th, as it is on the 11th. But again, we have to wait for Abigail's birthday. Oh, we don't want that one. We want the weather. It is not going to rain tomorrow, unfortunately. But we will go ahead and gift Abigail on this day. One thing we will do is we're gonna chop down this tree over here. AKA, we're gonna chop down this large mushroom. Here, chopping that down to gain these red mushrooms. That big mushroom tree. In order to get the mushrooms. And we are getting the mushrooms because, as you can see, it depletes our energy by 50. So instead of pickaxing the ground a bunch of times, once we deplete most of this energy here, we're just gonna eat one of those. Again, just depleting our energy as much as possible before that 9 a.m. time. Thankfully, we have more than enough money where if we lose any, we'll still be okay. And we have exactly 0 energy. I have no idea how that happened, where it was magically landed at 0. But here we are, and we'll take it. One thing that we will need to do before we give Abigail this gift on her birthday is we have to give her the bouquet first. Giving Abigail the bouquet will signify that we would like to start dating her. But additionally, it unlocks the last 2 hearts that we need. So giving her the bouquet says, hey, we want to date you. And then the gift on her birthday is gonna give us that 10 hearts. And we wait all the way until her birthday in order to give her that bouquet. It's because there is something called friendship decay. So you lose about 10 hearts per day. Not 10 hearts, 10 friendship points. Oh, it's the Stardew Valley Fair tomorrow, so it's going to be a sunny day regardless. And we are going to sleep until we get another rain day. So fingers crossed here. There we go. And we will be coming up here on the very end of the run here in just a little bit. We just have to give that engagement pendant, the mermaid's pendant, and then that is it. And then we have to go through the wedding ceremony, of course. We gotta kiss first. This is where, again, that bridge that we built earlier comes into play. There is that character that I said was going to stand there. And we're going to buy it for 5,000 gold. Here's the lovely mermaid's pendant. And for the final time here, we're going to go ahead and pass out and lose as much energy as possible. I hope that you cannot hear me clicking so much. Hopefully it's not that bad. But because essentially what I'm doing is I am timing how my pickaxe hits the ground and when to hit my animation cancel button. To effectively animation cancel as fast as possible. Here we are with the marriage pendant. Abigail says yes. We give her a pumpkin and we pass out. And then we sleep a couple days for the marriage ceremony. Can't wait to go to my wedding with pumpkins and red mushrooms in my pocket. There we go. Here is our wedding. Time will end as soon as we kiss. You may kiss. And time. There we are. And that is the Abigail marriage percentage run. My time here today for y'all's was 113. But a typical safe time would be around 115 to 120. And the same goes for the Haley marriage run. The Haley is generally around 115 or so, which is fantastic. Thank y'all so much for your consideration, and I hope you enjoyed that run. Have a wonderful rest of your day.